Hello, we will be making the bear doll. Grab the ear fabrics. The side with the texture more visible is the outer surface. Put the outer surfaces facing each other. If you purchase the Blue Bear kit, please use one pattern, one solid fabric. Cut out the ear template on the paper instructions and place it at the bottom of the fabric. Line up the bottoms well. Use an erasable fabric marker and trace around the template. Fix them together with pins. Prepare threaded needle. Follow the sewing line and apply back stitch. Please check out our tutorial videos for back stitch if you need help. Also, check out our tutorial video for easy way to start and end stitching. We will be using this method often. It is a great way to make an invisible knot. When you are done, pull the needle out through the back. Secure the stitches with few knots using the easy way to end stitching method. Cut the thread. Next, we will be cutting around the ear. Draw a sewing line 5 cm away from the stitches outward. Use scissors and cut following the outer line. Now, flip the fabric inside out through the opening hole on the bottom. Straighten out the ear and shape it. Repeat the previous steps one more time and make the second ear. Next, let's make the doll's head. The side with the texture more visible is the outer surface. Place the ears on the outer surface. Look at the paper instructions to see where we will be placing the ears. From the top of the fabric, mark 1.2 cm down on both sides. Please watch carefully before fixing the ears on the fabric. The bottom of the ear fabric is straight while the head fabric is curved. You want to line up the middle of the ear to the edge of the head fabric. The end of the ears will stick out a little like this. This is normal. Line up the end of the ear to the 1.2 cm mark and fix the ear on the fabric with a pin. Do the same thing for the other ear. For the Blue Bear towel, face the solid side up and the pattern side facing inward. Okay, now fold the fabric in half. Line up the ends together. The outer surfaces will be facing each other. Fix them together with pins. The sides of the ears will stick out a little. This is normal. It's supposed to stick out. Grab an erasable fabric marker and draw a sewing line 5 cm inward from the edges. Please look at the paper instructions to see how we will be drawing the lines. For this end, do not make a straight line. Curve the end a little bit like this. The curved line will make the face curve out nicely instead of making it pointy. Draw the sewing line the same way on this side as well. Prepare threaded needle and apply back stitch along the sewing lines. When you've finished one side, secure the stitches on the back and work in the other. Secure the stitches and cut the thread. Okay, now open up the middle and fold it in half. Line up the edges and the stitches together. Fix them together with pins. Like we did earlier, draw a sewing line 5 cm from the edges inward. On one of the sides, make sure you mark and leave space for the opening hole. Do not sew on this area. We will need this opening to flip the fabric inside out later. Make sure you draw the other side like the beginning. A nice curved line for the end. Apply back stitch on the sewing line. Make sure not to close the opening hole. When you get to where all the seam allowances meet up, just keep sewing normally. Make a back stitch and bring it out on the other side. The stitches on the top and bottom should match up. Continue stitching until you get to the mark for the opening hole. At the mark, secure the stitches with few knots and cut the thread. Flip the fabric inside out through the opening. For the next part, we will be adding in the fiber fill and the squeaker. Break the fiber fill into smaller pieces before you put it in. Fill in the furthest areas first. Put in the squeaker after you put some fiber fill in. As you put in the fiber fill, make sure you make the seam allowances go in one direction. The seam allowance is the inside flap along the edges. Keep it running up or down. It doesn't matter which direction as long as it is going the same way all the way around. Do not put in too much. When you squeeze it, it should softly go in. If you put too much, the fiber fill will stick out through the stitches. Now, bring out the edges of the opening. Line them up to each other. And draw a sewing line 5 centimeters from the edges on both sides. Draw the ends with a curve so it lines up with the existing stitches. We will be applying slip stitch. Please check out our tutorial video for slip stitch if you need help. It always helps to draw the sewing line before applying slip stitch. Prepare threaded needle with a loop at the end. Fold the opening inward to the line. From the last stitch, go back about 1 to 2 stitch length. Pick 1 or 2 fibers of that area and pull the needle through the loop. This is the easy way to start stitching. You can start without actually making a knot on the back. Start slip stitching over the existing stitches, and then follow the lines. At the end, you can stitch 1 or 2 more times over the existing stitches to make it look more natural. Secure the stitches with few knots. Pick 1 or 2 fibers where the thread is coming out and pull to make a knot. Do it 1 more time. Insert the needle next to the knots and pull it out away from them. Tug on the thread gently and cut it. The end of the thread will disappear inside the head. For the last part of the video, we will be sewing on the face of the bear. Look at the paper instructions to see the example of the face. Draw the eyes, nose, and mouth. You can draw the nose first at the center and draw the others next. Prepare threaded needle using brown thread. Fold the brown thread in half and line up the ends together. Thread both ends into the needle. Pull the end out and keep it shorter than the other end with the loop. We will be using the easy way to start stitching method here. Let's start from the mouth. Pick 1 or 2 fibers of the end of the mouth and pull it out through the loop at the end. Follow the sewing line and apply back stitch. From the mouth, let's go to the eye. Bring the needle out through the mark for the eye. Don't pull the thread from the mouth too hard. The head will get squished. The eyes will be an asterisk. Look at the example on the paper instructions. You want to do 1 stitch at a time and make each length the same. The easiest way to do this is by making a cross first, and then the diagonal lines. It is like making 2 crosses, one slanted from the other. When you finish the first eye, insert the needle into the eye and scoop it out from the other. Do the same steps for this eye. The last part is the nose. Insert the needle into the second eye and scoop it out at the nose. We will first sew the outline of the nose with back stitch. After the outline, insert the needle into the outline and bring it to the other side from under. We are going to fill in the nose by doing 1 stitch at a time side to side. The paper instruction has an example of it. When you are done, insert the needle into the nose and bring it out from the other side for the last time. Secure the stitches with few knots. Pick 1 or 2 fibers where the thread is coming out, and pull to create a knot. Do it 1 more time. Insert the needle into the head next to the knots and pull it out away from them. Pull on the thread gently and cut it. Good work. You are done making the bear.